Hello, everybody. This is Neil with PortalToAscension. Just checking in on the YouTube, making sure the stream is going steady here. I believe it is. Just take a deep breath in with me. Take another deep breath in. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the second show of today, going 2 times back-to-back live. I was supposed to be on right now with Tom Palladino, who has created this scalar energy device that sends scalar energy and helps us work out all types of traumas, issues, physical ailments. So today's talk was going to be on what is scalar energy, what does it mean, where does it come from, what's the science behind it, what's he doing. However, there's been a misunderstanding or miscommunication, I guess, in the timings here. So we'll go ahead and do that another time with him, and we'll probably do it within a week or two, have another show with Tom and go over that. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to just share some poetry because I wanted to go live anyway. I saw that some of you were waiting. So what I want to do is I want to explain my poetry. And this is like something I've always wanted to do, and I've done it just a few times before, but nothing just randomly live like this, where I do my poetry and then I kind of break down the meaning behind what I'm saying there. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll probably be on together for around 25, 30 minutes. And at first, I'm going to do some of the poems that you've probably heard a bit of in the past that I put on here. And this gives me the opportunity to kind of slow it down a bit and speak about what these words actually mean. The reason why I started doing poetry and spoken word in the way that I do it is because I figured that all these topics that I was understanding, in regards to quantum physics, vibration, extraterrestrials, that these topics were so huge and had so much involved in it that when I started creating poetry about these topics, it gave me an opportunity to be able to convey entire lectures in one poem. And obviously that the poem, the spoken word piece might be fast or a lot of information in one, but when you get an opportunity to break it down, one of these lines really say a lot. So the first one I'm going to do here is called Astral Travel. And again, it's one that I've done quite often online. And what the meaning behind this one is about astral traveling from the center of our galaxy to this current, place on Earth. This goes really back to the whole component or the whole understanding that we have a supermassive black hole in the center of our galaxy, right? The supermassive black hole is what some people call the void, or the 13th dimension even, and that life, creation, ether comes out of this black hole, spews out to the corners of the galaxy, and life starts manifesting into this physical realm. So I created this poem that literally represents myself as an unembodied soul, right? I don't have a body, a non-incarnated soul, coming out of the center of the galaxy, the supermassive black hole, making my way over to the Earth plane, to Earth planet, and incarnating through a womb onto this planet here. So let's go ahead and start with this one. And then after I'm done, I'll talk about it a little bit more. Now I'm going to do, this is cool because I get to do it very slowly because I love going fast, right? I love the hip hop element. So this is Astral Travel. Astral travel, vibrating out of the center of the galaxy. Rematerialize etheric energy, dropping in density, increasing in complexity. To the ends of the spiral I shall go. Planets form all around. I see a water world in the system of soul. My soul speculates an illusion, a spacesuit made of skin, into a polarized reality of duality, oneness and sin. Carbon-based, I will join the crystalline children. I slowly descend through the ozone. I will be born soon, so I enter a womb. My birth cycle almost ends. I rode the unity wave into this dimension. A fabricated fallacy, I forgot when time became linear. Masculine-based society suppressing her. Feminine energy creating stargates another etheric tools, going through the wormhole, spinning around like a whirlpool, here to overrule the external in this earth school. From my eyes have finally lifted the wool. I reincarnated onto this planet November 17th, 1982. I reincarnated onto this planet November 17th, 1982. So let's break this down a bit. And this is my first time really doing a workshop with this. My goal is to start doing workshops on PortalToAscension and live ones, and here in Playa del Carmen, where I'm at right now. I'm going to be back in a month or so. We're called Chanting, Breathwork, and Spoken Word Workshop, where we're going to do chanting, humming sounds, vowel sounds, mantras, and in between go over these spoken word pieces and break them down. So this is my first time. So thanks for being here, bearing with me on the way. I'm really trying to figure out how I'm going to explain these in a concise way. So let's do this, right? So astral travel, vibrating high out of the center of the galaxy. So it's literally talking about my soul coming from the Milky Way and the central sun. The central sun talked about in many ancient scriptures, not meaning the sun of our solar system, but meaning the supermassive black hole, the central black sun that we all come from. Vibrating high out of the center of this galaxy, rematerialize etheric energy. So I'm etheric energy, but I'm rematerializing into this plane. Materialize etheric energy, dropping in density. I came from a higher density, I'm dropping in density, increasing in complexity. I came from a realm of energy, and now my complexity is increasing. Increasing in complexity, astral travel, vibrating higher the center of the galaxy. We materialize etheric energy, dropping in density, increasing in complexity. To the ends of the spiral, I shall go, Milky Way. Planets form all around. Planets everywhere. I see a planet in the system of Sol. Well, the name of our solar system is Sol, right? I see a water planet, Earth. My birth cycle almost ends. So I'm here in the womb for 9 months. My birth cycle is almost ending. I rode the unity wave into this dimension, the frequency of which I came out of the center of the black hole, the unity wave. A fabricated illusion, reality, based on duality, all right, came from oneness into duality. Oneness and sin, the duality of the two. Carbon-based, we're all carbon-based humans, but we're here to join and become crystalline beings. I slowly to join the crystalline children. I slowly descend through the ozone, right, the ozone layer of Earth, and I enter a womb, right? Birth cycle almost ends. I rode the unity wave into this dimension. Fabricated fallacy. I forgot when time became linear. I don't know what happened that made time linear, because time doesn't exist as we know it. Masculine-based society, patriarchy, suppressing her, the feminine energy, suppressing her. Going through stargates, center of the galaxy, and other etheric tools, going through the wormhole, here to overrule the external in this Earth school. So roll the unity wave here to overrule the external reality that we manifested in this Earth school. From my eyes, I finally lifted the wool. I had amnesia, I forgot. Then I woke up. From my eyes, I finally lifted the wool. And then my last line there, I reincarnated onto this planet November 17th, 1982. So that whole thing is me flying out of the center of the galaxy, coming to our solar system, seeing planets merge, going into a womb, being born, coming out to this world, waking up, lifting the wool, incarnated onto this planet on that day. So that's what that poem is about. All right, so let's do another one. I'll just go ahead and do maybe 6 poems, and break it down a little bit here. And thank you all so much for even humoring me with your time right now to be able to convey this, because I kind of always wanted to do this, and this was spontaneous. 10 minutes ago, I didn't know I was going to be doing this, right? So this next one here, and go ahead and leave comments if you have questions or comments on anything too. We can bring that in, But okay, and I see my friend Emerald is in the chat here, and Emerald, I hit you up on Instagram. Let me know if you're in Mexico. All right, so this one is now going to be, okay, let's do the journey, right? And I think it's good to do ones that I'm doing online a lot, because you hear it a lot, so now you can actually hear the meaning behind it. So here's the journey. And this one I wrote on a plane in 2008, going to India. And for some reason, when I'm in a plane, actually, I know the reason, but when I'm in a plane going from one country to another, and I'm looking out the window, looking at the clouds, my mind always gets blown. Like I'm like, whoa, look at what is happening right now. I'm flying above the clouds, and it really elevates my level of awareness. And it's perfect time for me to write and create poetry. So I wrote this one in that situation. The journey. The road goes on for generations. The travelers would disperse their light amongst all the willingly incarnated souls. But what if the ones who didn't know? Amnesia of the internal endowment to reserve a place in the fifth dimension for themselves. The ego took control, and a better life they shall never know. I welcome you, Dark One, into the lap of luxury followed by pain and woes. You see, they say that we all sold our souls to the devil, but the devil exists not. Negative energy that we dub as evil makes the demons of whom we are fearful. Take the D from the demon and put it in front of the word evil, and now you have a personified devil. Our thoughts and experiences create this creature only exists in the mind. Our desires and wants create this full-featured ego that keeps our lower selves from reaching the divine. Intellect, love, on a perfect understanding that we will have with one another. I welcome you, my brother, my sister, my lover, to become one, to help me become one, before reality tears me from duality and back into ether's imagination. You see, I'm the ghost of lives past. Generations have all descended to gain these experiences. And I pray the human situation is critical. My mind is analytical, won't let me forget the fall of angels and demons into this third dimensional world. Is this planet yours? May I hide amongst lost souls? You know, just hide out for a bit. Drink some liquor, smoke some weed, and then step outside for a cigarette. Yes, sure. Here's the social security card. You may live. I'm reincarnated to a kid to live and give back to the world that I'm in. I'm locked in borders. I smolder, but through the ashes comes a horde of abstract thought, who is not a ghost to spirit, but just is an enlightened individual. Equality minus the elitist political goal, the cynical flow through pain and woes and shamanistic pagan rituals. We will resurrect the Messiah in all of us. It's time to trust our brothers and sisters. Unity of mind, consciousness awareness on the rise. The yin yang intertwine, masculine, feminine lovers intertwine. I spit words from the chakra points in my spine. Relentless, but I still find inner peace. It helps slow down the pace of my corrupted mind. Chemtrails, aspartame, fluoride kept my awareness fried, getting drunk and high to block the constant question of why am I really here? But now I know is to help humanity steer into the right direction. You see, for every single one of you, I feel affection. We're in the same situation. So erase the awkward moments. All those people, they're trying to walk around and get that bonus. Remember, the Syrians will be one of the group of interdimensional beings in the near future through mass landings will help our souls really breathe. So raise your frequency if this is what you want to see. And don't try to break free from the shackles of captivity that we formed in our own mentality, because you and I, we are, and we've always been free. So that one is probably my signature piece that I've done many, many times. The first time I ever performed actually was that piece right there. And it's kind of long, so I'm not going to go through the whole thing to break it down, but I'm going to talk about it just a little bit, okay? So the traveler, right? The journey. So the journey of incarnational cycles, right? The road goes on for generations. What road am I talking about? Well, incarnation. The road goes on for generations. The travelers, who are the travelers? You and me, would disperse their light amongst all the willingly incarnated souls. What is the light? The soul. What are we dispersing? Our soul into incarnated souls, right? We disperse the light into all these willingly incarnated souls. But what if the ones that didn't know? What if the people that incarnated but didn't remember? Amnesia of their internal endowment to reserve a place in the fifth dimension for themselves. They forgot, but they still have given energy and put in investment in reserving a place in the fifth dimension for themselves. But the ego came along and took control. And a better life, they may never know. And then I say, I welcome you, Dark One, right? The darkness, the pain, the suffering, into this pain of luxury, all these luxuries, followed by pain and woes. Well, money doesn't buy happiness. I welcome you, Dark One, into the lap of luxury, followed by pain and woes. But we all sold our souls to the devil, but the devil doesn't really exists not. Because the devil is just negative energy that we dub as evil. And then we get the D from the word demon, then we put that in front of the word evil, and now you have a personified devil. But what happens? Our thoughts and our experiences, that is what creates this creature of the devil that exists in the mind. Our desires and our wants, that's what creates this full feature ego that keeps our lower selves from reaching the divine. But love and a perfect understanding that one day soon we will have with one another. So what do? I welcome you, my brother. I welcome you, my sister. I welcome you, my lover, to become one. Please help me become one. Before reality tears me from duality, right? The reality of this whole thing, and then throws me back into the energy cycle of the ether, back into ether's imagination. And then I go into saying, I am the ghost of lives past. I'm just a spirit. I'm a frequency passing you by. I'm just a ghost of lives past. All these generations, they've all descended. Why did they come here? They came here to experience to gain these experiences. So I pray that the human situation is critical, because that's how we can only get to this next level. But my mind is so analytical. It won't let me forget the facts of these angels, these fallen demons into this third dimensional world. Then I say, may I hide amongst the lost souls. Hide out for a bit, drink some liquor, smoke some weed, and step outside for a cigarette, talking about all the vices and just keeping myself lost and confused, and given a social security card just so I can be in this planet, right? Just so I can clock in, clock out, all this authority, this Kali Yuga age of us being in this authoritative way of having to give up all of our powers, right? So step outside for a cigarette. Yes, here's a social security card. You may live. Then I reincarnated into a kid just to live and just to give back to the society I'm in. That's what it seems like, right? You go to school, they're trying to get you ready to go to work. You get up early. It's all about becoming a person for the workforce. Reincarnated a kid and live and give back to the society I'm in. But I have been locked up in borders, mental borders, nation borders. I smolder, I burn that. But through the ashes of that burning comes a horde of abstract thought that's completely etheric, esoteric. Comes a horde of abstract thought. I'm locked in borders, but I smolder, but through the ashes comes the horde of abstract thought. So I'm gonna leave it there with that one. And it continues, right? And you can listen to the whole thing and you really will get it. But I do say, like, chemtrails, aspartame, fluoride kept my awareness fried, right? All the things that kept my awareness fried. Then I was getting drunk and high just so I could block the constant question of why am I really here, right? All these vices in order to stop me from really figuring out the truth of why I'm really here. And so I'm locked in borders. I smolder, it comes ashes of horde of abstract thought. Chemtrails, aspartame, fluoride kept my awareness fried, getting drunk and high, block the constant question of why am I really here? But now I know is to help humanity steer into the right direction. I'm at a place now for every single one of you, I feel affection because we're all in the same situation. So then I go to say, erase the awkward moments, trying to walk around and get that bonus. All this game that we're playing here with each other of like trying to capitalize over each other, one up each other, trying to compete with each other. There's definitely a room for us to have innovation and progress through the interactions that we have with each other. But the way it's been created on this earth has been very and disharmonic, right? So that's what that's about. It's about the whole cycles of incarnation, coming here, being in these ages, and then at the end, just letting go and breathing, and then tapping into this new vibration that's coming on the planet. So that, everybody, is the journey. All right, let's go for another one, shall we? Let's see, which one should I do here? Let's pick a random poem from my archives. Okay, this one here is Mother Earth. Thanks, Beth. All right, so this one is actually a new poem that I've done, and I'm just going to say it very slowly so I don't have to explain the whole. Actually, it's kind of good to explain this one. I like this one a lot. So this one's about feminine energy, Mother Earth, homage to the earth and all the feminine energies. But when I say feminine energy, I feel that it goes beyond gender. However, when it comes to the divine feminine, divine masculine, I feel like women in general on this planet are fine-tuned to be able to pick up those feminine energies of the creative force energy, much more than just the average man. However, that's not a blanket statement because it could go back and forth in any way possible. And then the men are kind of fine-tuned to be picking up this divine masculine energy, but they also have the feminine energy with them. But the whole goal is for us to create balance within the two, right? And we're obviously out of balance. So this one here is called Mother Earth. Because this poem that I'm about to do for you right here, this goes out to one of the manifestations of Source. The north sky, it reflects light on my porch. The entire planet is my church. Even when she is scorched, Mother Nature will nourish and replenish the soil so that mankind, we can reap the spoils, abundance, creation and destruction, the Kali Ma personification, manifesting on this plane in the form of all life. Married to Father Sky, our minds remain fertile. Earth on the back of a turtle, the Nephilim reversal, and generations of persecution. Nemesis brings retribution, and Ishtar's contribution are the flowers that bloom, the life that we once knew. She is the one who provides unconditional love to you. As we move over her surface, I dedicate these verses. She is always of service. Time to give back, time to bring it back. The wounded feminine is where we've been at, but also the wounded man. The divine aspect ran away from our place a millennia ago. Patriarchy and damaged egos took over this world. Now is the moment to bring back the days of old. The divine feminine has been on hold, but it never truly left. The energy transcends gender as we embark on this quest to remember our nest. Before we were born, she blessed you and me. You and me. But who are we? We are an illustration of beauty and art, displayed in the cosmos for all of those who pass us to see and admire. She is the fire, the water, the wind, and the birds. All other creatures have heard her voice. Her voice sings lands into existence, providing assistance and gravitational resistance so we can continue to thrive. When we die before our souls return to the sky, we join her and we become her again. She is the truest of friends, with us until the end and rebirth. Who is she? She is Mother Earth. She is Mother Earth. She is Mother Earth. And yes, Gabriel, I got tracks. If you want to put this to music, I would be more than happy for that to happen. And I have a lot of this recorded already a cappella. So if you want, reach out to me on PortalToAscension.org. So this poem right here is called Mother Earth, but it's definitely connected to all divine feminine energies. So let's break this down because there's so much symbolism in this poem. So I start out saying this goes out to one of the manifestations of Source, okay? One, because we got the divine feminine, masculine, right? So it goes out to one of them. The north sky, it reflects light on my porch. I'm talking about the north star reflecting light on my porch. And then I say, the entire planet is my church, right? And even when she is scorched, right? Even when we scorch our planet, Mother Nature will nourish. Well, what am I talking about there? Well, you know how they do control the burnings, and then that creates even more soil for the earth to replenish. Even when the earth just burns itself, it creates more nutrients by the burning of those plants and those trees to create more. Even when we cremate ourselves and put our souls into the body of earth, we're doing the same thing again. Even when she's scorched, even when she's burnt, guys, Mother Nature still nourishes us. What does that mean? That means that even when we treat her badly, she still gives us the nourishment. And she replenishes the soil so that mankind, so this is a play in words here. I'm talking about Mother Nature, and then I go so that mankind, utilizing that to symbolize humanity, gives us that duality right there. The spoils of that. And then abundance, right? Creation and destruction, duality. The Kali Ma personification, right? Kali Ma, the female counterpart to Shiva, the creation and destruction, creating the energy, destroying it, but the destruction is never a destruction, it's a recycling. The Kali Ma personification. The Kali Ma personification manifesting on this plane in the form of all life, right? What does creation and destruction do? Well, it manifests on this plane in the form of all life. Married to Father Sky. Our minds remain fertile. So another play on the words, right? Our minds remain fertile, right? Blossoming, information, intellect, understanding. Our minds are fertile, like the womb, like the feminine energy of creation. Earth on the back of a turtle, right? Now I'm talking about the Vedic scriptures and how the images of the turtle and earth was this plane of existence that existed on this turtle, right? The Nephilim reversal. Now we talk about the Anunnaki scriptures and the reversal grid put on this planet that distorted our sexual energy, the feminine energy, the patriarchy. The Nephilim reversal was that system, that matrix of control. And generations of persecution, right? Generations of persecution to the feminine energy. And now we get into the deities, the goddesses. But Nemesis will bring retribution. And Ishtar's contribution are the flowers that bloom, the beauty, the creation, and the life that we once knew. She is the one who provides unconditional love to you, talking about Earth. And then we go into, as we move over her surface, we're walking over Mother Earth. I dedicate these verses because she is always of service. Earth is always of service. Time to give it back. Time to give back, right? Time to give back to Earth that's given us so much. Time to bring it back. Bring it back to what? Well, the wounded feminine is where we've been at, but also the wounded man. The divine aspects ran away from our place a millennia ago. Then patriarchy and damaged egos, it took over this world. So now, guys, is the moment to bring back the days of old. The divine feminine has only been on hold, but it never actually truly left. It's here. We're just not seeing it clearly. Then I go into saying the energy transcends gender as we embark on this quest. To remember our nest, before we were born, she blessed Earth, blessed you and me. You and me. But who are we, everyone? Who are we? This is the next part says, this is who we are. We are an illustration of beauty and art displayed in the cosmos for all of those who pass us to see and admire, right? So we are an illustration of beauty and art. We're displayed. Our planet is displayed in the cosmos for all of those who pass us, extraterrestrials, celestials, angelic beings, to see and admire, like, whoa, look at this incredible planet. She, Earth, is the feminine energy, she is the fire, the water, the wind, and the birds. All other creatures have heard her voice. Her voice sings land into existence. So now this is talking about many, many origin stories and creation stories that say that the feminine energy, the feminine force, the Big Bang was the feminine force, basically, sang voices into existence. What does that mean? Well, look at my sound and vibration presentations and you'll hear a lot more, right? But it means literally that the vibration created the lands. Her voice sings lands into existence, providing assistance, right? The frequency provides assistance. And gravitational resistance, right? On Earth, gravitational resistance, so we can continue to thrive. Well, without assistance, without the lands being into existence, without gravitational resistance, we wouldn't even be here. When we die, before our souls return to the skies, we join her and we become her again, right? Death, rebirth, incarnations, cremation, burying, whatever you're doing, we rejoin the earth. She is the truest of friends, the most unconditional friend that you'll ever have. She is with us until the end and rebirth. Who is she? She is Mother Earth, right? So that right there is a poem in dedication to our planet, but beyond that, even to the feminine energy entirely. All right, so let's do a couple of more. I'm gonna do 2 more here. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm having fun sharing it with you. So this one is actually more personal. And I wrote this like only a couple of months ago. And it's called Cocoon. And I was feeling really down and just looking at my life and just looking at all the thoughts that I had. Because, you know, I actually quit. I mean, I started PortalToAscension in 2008, right? 2006 is when the group started. 2008 is when it became like PortalToAscension that continued to evolve up until today. And during that time that I'm doing PortalToAscension, I quit doing PortalToAscension like 6 times. I was like, I'm not making a living doing this. I can't survive. I need to go back to corporate job, even though I want to continue this work. I just need to just stop it. It's not supporting me. I'm not getting over my traumas, right? Because I was doing this also to heal from my traumas. It wasn't working. So I quit 6 times. And then the last time I went back to PortalToAscension was 2015. And in 2015, when I came back on and I started doing it again, I made a commitment to myself. And the commitment was I'll never stop doing this work ever again. That no matter what happens in my life, if I have to do something else part-time just so I can survive, I'm going to continue doing PortalToAscension because this work is very important. And so this poem right here is called Cocoon. And it kind of speaks about my journey and things that I've felt and me trying to work out healing my traumas and then the traumas not being healed and quitting PortalToAscension and all of that. So here we go. It's called Cocoon. This will be on my spoken word album actually that I'm getting made. As I enter my cocoon, emotions flood my eyes as I tear up inside. Expressed in love from my heart that has been wounded so much. Is that why we are here? Aware of the cycles of time? The intensity, ability to reach a level of consciousness that has presented itself on this beautiful planet countless times. This planet is so beautiful. The story of how we became. Thousands of years where humanity and time coexisted instead of being authoritative and controlled by the ages that have come and will go and will continue to come again. Each eon presents an opportunity for liberation. As I sit in my cocoon, eyes closed, safe now from the faces, the hatred, the pain. It hurts me often. Knowing the cycles is not a form of implementation. Integration of the construct of the highest order, when we do not follow leaders but our own sovereign leaders of our own right. A facilitator of energy. Why are we here? Who are we? What is the philosophy of humanity? What makes us unique, but also what connects us to the plants, the animals, and what lies beneath our skin? The vehicle to transport our essence. This time has come before. I cannot judge the transition of one construct into another, one system into another. Who can judge me? The frequencies were designed to provide a depth of experience. Duality came from an infinite singularity until the infinite potential burst into countless possibilities. A fractal, a water drop, a black hole, where I can go and hide. The vibration of love is sometimes buried deep inside. Why am I here? I often wonder, who am I? Why do I exist? Why do I know what I know? I cry often for the beauty of what it means to be human, for the uniqueness of our position, as our galactic position of the Earth shifts to better assist in my mission. But my mission? What if I gave it up? Does life continue, and is the energy enough? You see, everyone, I gave up my mission multiple times, as I could not deal with the depression and the self-hatred inside. I grew up having to lie. My fears, my insecurities, they can lead to a demise or a way to rise. I have experienced both. I love the earth so much that sometimes the love makes it hard to communicate with words. My hope for humanity has been tested over and over. I lost hope, but then a silly joke or just by people watching, my faith is restored. We are beautiful. We are so beautiful. I wish we all knew. I have experienced hate for myself that altered my health. Only I can help me. Only I can help me. Only I can help me. So that's Cocoon right there. And I'm just going to go over it really quick just to kind of show you some of the symbolism in this. So enter my cocoon, right? Entering my own cocoon. And I'm so like sad and depressed in that moment that emotions flood my eyes and I tear up inside. Then I expressed in love from my heart, but my heart's been wounded so much. Then I'm like wondering, is that why we're here? Am I just supposed to be aware of the cycles of time? But the intensity, is it just so that we can have the ability to reach a level of consciousness that continues to come up to this planet so many times? Instead of being in this Kali Yuga, the authoritative age, controlled by the ages, Kali Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, that have come and will go. Each eon presents an opportunity for liberation. So that goes into the whole thing of like the Yuga cycles. Even though the density might be pretty dense, right? It still there's always an opportunity to liberate, to have full liberation in every single age. Then my little segue here, as I sit in my cocoon, my eyes are closed. My eyes are closed. Now in my cocoon, I'm safe now from the faces. I'm safe now from the hatred, the pain. It hurts me often. People's pain, the struggle, seeing the strife that people are going through, seeing what's happening to them by their own governing organizations, right? Like all that stuff. I'm as centered as a wish to be, like I feel that energy, I feel the pain, right? And it hurts me. Knowing the cycles is just knowing about these cycles is not a form of implementing the awareness, right? That's my own understanding. Knowing this information doesn't mean I'm implementing this information. Then I go into saying integration, right? Integrating it is different than knowing. Integration of the construct of the highest order, integrating the construct of the highest order, that vibration. When we do not follow leaders, but our own sovereign leaders, why are we here? I've always wondered, who are we? Like, what the heck? We're on this planet. We have amnesia. We don't see ET life around us. We're in this limited frequency range. Wow, how amazing is this? Who are we? What is the philosophy of humanity? What connects us to the plants? What connects us to the animals? And what lies beneath our skin? The skin, the vehicle to transport our essence. This time has come before. We've gone through these ages, right? So how can I judge one construct into another, right? That goes into, how can I judge anything? We're going from one system into another system, into another system. It's all a part of these cycles. The frequencies, the lower frequencies, the higher frequencies, harmonious, disharmonious, however you want to explain it, They were just designed to give us a depth of experience, because that's why we're here. We're here to experience. Source wanted to experience itself infinitely. That includes the good, the bad, and the ugly. The darkness, the light, it's all a part of experience. And then this right here is basically a representation of the Big Bang and the creation story that almost every civilization has. This is the scientific understanding of the origin. Duality came from an infinite singularity until the infinite potential burst into countless possibilities, right? Duality came from a singularity, infinite mass, the black hole thing, right? And then it exploded into what? Infinite potential and countless possibilities. What are we? Infinite potential and countless possibilities. The next verse, a fractal, right? A fractalization, a water drop, a little water drop fractalizing out, a black hole where I can go and hide. Sometimes, because all the pain or the insecurities, all my fear, my life, the vibration of love is sometimes buried deep inside. It's almost hard to even bring it out because of the things that I've gone through. So I ask myself, why am I here? I often wonder, I really do, like, who am I? Why do I exist, right? And definitely, why do I know what I know? Why do I have such a memory of all this information? And then I cry. But why do I cry? For the beauty of what it means to be human, for the uniqueness of our position. And then here, this is talking about the galaxy, the position of the solar system within the galaxy that helps within the ascension process. As the galactic position of the Earth shifts to better assist in my mission. So the galactic position is shifting to assist in my mission, your mission, the mission of collective consciousness. But my mission, this goes into me quitting so many times. What if I gave up my mission? Will life continue? Yes, probably. Is the energy enough, even if I'm not a part of this movement? If I decided to like quit and not be it, and like either fall to my vices, fall to my depression, or just go do something else in life, will everything still move forward? Or how does that even work, right? I grew up having to lie. My childhood, fears and insecurities, they could have led to my demise, or they could have led to my demise or rise. And honestly, I've experienced both. I've risen, I felt a demise in my life many, many times. My hope humanity really has been tested over and over. I get a lot of experiences that make me sometimes question our ability to ascend, to evolve in consciousness, right? But there's a knowing. Even though I might have lost hope, I never lost my knowing. You know, my knowing is what is going to happen, and that all of this is a part of the source experience that we signed up for. So sometimes I lose hope, but then just from I lost hope, but then sometimes just a silly joke that someone says passing by, or just by sitting there in Playa del Carmen on Fifth Avenue right here, people watching, my faith is restored. Just by seeing people and how they are in the natural element, and that everybody wants to love and have a good time of life, it restores my faith in humanity. We are beautiful. We are so beautiful. I see it. But you know what? I wish we all knew. And then it ends with, only I can help me. Only I can help me. And that is basically it. Like, I can learn as much as I want. I can meditate as much as I want. But what does it do? It just gives me the insight to myself so I can figure out the tools to help myself. I could do plant medicine, right? And what does the plant medicine do? It just shows me new opportunities on way I can do things for myself. So it's like, only I can help me, but it's not that separate force. It's being connected to all that is at the same time, so that I can help myself, and so that I can truly transcend my traumas and my blockages, my patterns, my beliefs that are limiting me, so that I can be something that I know I'm supposed to. And I feel like, you know, I've been on that journey for a while, and I embody it quite often, but then I also fall off and have days where I don't feel like that, you know, and being okay with that contrast is really what helps me and it helps me get back to a centered place. Being okay with like falling into some sadness about something or feeling something really emotional and not being centered. Instead of judging that, I used to judge myself when I would get into that place. That helps me keep myself at a place where I can actually continue this work from a place of being centered and not fall off and stop it, right? So that's what that poem's about. The cocoon. All right. I'm gonna do one more, guys. Let's pick another random one here. Let's pick another random one. Let's do something alien, extraterrestrial. I don't really use the word alien, but let's do something interdimensional. Here we go. Interdimensional is a better word. And I'll show you guys right now my archives here a little bit. Okay, look. So these are my spoken word albums that are coming out. Okay, so I'm gonna have one on conspiracies, one on esoterically abstract album. They're gonna all be books as well, right? So each of them has a bunch of poems in it. Conspiracies, esoterically abstract, extraterrestrial flows, from dark to light, spoken word album, intergalactic spoken word album, planet Earth, self-empowerment album, the Anunnaki album, the Ascension album, the Ether album, the Orion Wars is going to be its own one. The Residence MC, which is all just about my own personal life, and the Cocoon one will be in there. The Void, Time and His Illusion album, and then True World History album. So let's do political spirituality, I think, is what I'll do here. Let me see which one I really want to do. Hold on. Time is illusion. All right, I'm going to do 2 poems. Okay, first one is this one. Oh, it just has the chorus. Never mind. The Black Sun. This one's an old school one too. Like definitely over 13 years ago. Maybe like 15 years ago. When the black sun radiates energy from divine immaculate conception, we hold thee as the God that we wish to see, some wish to be, through enlightening their own being with internal peace. Anarchy through poetry is just one piece of the oceanic breeze. I will split the seas so we can pass freely to land promised to me by bloodline. We are all a part of the divine. Heaven on earth, constant search to find the meaning to life, is only one part of reality. Intergalactic universal beliefs, interdimensional beings, enhanced communication through planetary rings. We speak to the gods and the angels who gave up their wings, came to this planet to bring these frequencies of emotions such as hatred and jealousy. As long as they remain, we can truly never be set free. So they say, concentrate on love, not of the physical kind, that type that clouds your mind, blind to things in plain sight. Love is different when it comes from above, not in the material world. Believe in her, fill my conscious mind with ether. I see the door swinging open and closed. My love was once blocked by pain and woes. When the sky splits open, heaven will show that we are all one, no matter friend or foe. It has already been done. The future has already happened through the eyes of the last black sun. Through the eyes of the last black sun. So what is the black sun? Well, I'm talking about the central sun, the center of the galaxy, the Milky Way. And one of my albums definitely going to be called The Central Sun, because I have a lot of poetry, a lot of hip hop music based on just the sun, the center of our galaxy, the supermassive black hole. So what I'm saying here is, when the black sun radiates energy, when the central sun, the black hole, radiates energy from divine immaculate conception of us being created from this energy, we hold thee, the central sun, as the God we wish to see. The Maya, many other cultures see the central sun, the black hole, as the seat of God, right? The throne of God, right? That is our, basically it is our God. The Milky Way supermassive black hole, it holds everything into place. Without it, we would not be here. We hold thee as the God we wish to see. Some wish to be. We all wish to be that void, to get to that. Some wish to be that void, right? So that we can be that central point through enlightening their own being, right? How do we get there? We enlighten our own being with internal peace. Anarchy through poetry is just one piece of the oceanic breeze, right? Talking about the ocean, the oceanic breeze, the ocean also being a reflection of space and the universe, and how basically space is the second ocean. I will split the seas so we can pass freely. Now we're talking about Moses, right? The oceanic breeze splitting the seas so we can all pass freely to the promised land, right? To the land promised to me by bloodline. Okay, now we're talking about bloodline. Is it just you who's allowed to go there? But that's not the case. Heaven is on earth. It's to me by bloodline. But then I go into saying we are all a part of the divine. It's not bloodline. It's not just one person. It's not only you get the promised land. We all get the promised land. Heaven on earth, constant search to find the meaning to life, is only one part of reality, right? Finding the meaning to life, you can find the meaning to life, look for the meaning to life, look for experience, do that if you want, but it's only one part of the reason we're here, to experience infinite potential. Intergalactic universal beliefs, right? There's earthly belief systems, there's solar systematic belief systems, there's galactic belief system, and then there's the intergalactic belief system that connects all the universe. Interdimensional beings, enhanced communication through planetary rings. Well, that goes to the theory that Saturn's rings were actually put there by extraterrestrial races in order to create a communication, kind of like a huge antenna that basically sends out signals. Who knows what they're for? People can speculate on that, but I'm talking about enhanced communication using Saturn's planetary rings. The gods and the angels who gave up their wings, the fallen angels, came to this planet to bring this frequency. This is talking about Gnosticism. So this is talking about the fact that one of the old gospels says that Lucifer wasn't actually a bad guy, but was actually a volunteer that came down to earth to give us this experience of darkness and duality that we signed up for. So it goes into, came to this place to bring these frequencies. It was all a stage. It was all set up so that we could have this experience of emotions such as hatred and jealousy, these lower frequencies. As long as they remain and we don't really learn the lessons with them, we can't truly set our souls free. We'll be stuck in this karmic cycle. So they say, who are they? You know, people, gurus, spiritualists, concentrate on love, but not just of the physical kind, that conditional love, not just the type that clouds your mind because you have all these rules and stipulations and regulations and limits on what love means to you and what someone does in order to give you that love. Blind to things in plain sight. Love is different when it's the frequency from above, that pure unconditional love, not a material love, even though it manifests in materiality as well, but believe in her, that feminine energy. Fill my conscious mind with the ether of the universe. I see the door of opportunity swinging open and closed. My love was once blocked by so much pain and woes. But when the sky splits open, now we're talking about the Mahabharata here. And this is where I got this analogy from, that Arjuna and Krishna were on the battlefield, and then all time was stopped. And then Krishna split open the skies so that Arjuna could see all the possible outcomes from this reality and all the parallel realities that existed. When the sky splits open, heaven will show. The heavens, the universe, the consciousness, source. What will it show? We are all one. No matter friend or foe, it's already been done. Time doesn't exist. We're already one. The future has already happened. We're just catching up to it through the eyes of the last black sun, right? Last black sun, the Milky Way galaxy, the center of our galaxy, the supermassive black hole, the seed of God, the God consciousness, spoke about by so many ancient scriptures. All of this that I just said was me being the central sun, seeing the world as it is, you know, as it is from those eyes. That's that one poem right there. So I'm just gonna check the comments, see how you guys are feeling before I do this last piece right here. So the album Gabriel isn't done yet. I'm working on it right now. Okay, working on it right now. You guys will get emails. Oh, if you want to sign up, PortalToAscension.org. You'll know about our free events, our paid events, our workshops, our webinars, a live conference, and you'll know about my music when I get the music out too. Last piece here, because my voice is starting to hurt a little bit. Let me just get some water for a second, actually. So this one's called Political Spirituality. Yeah, so Gabriel, just to let you know again that I have actually recorded it. I've recorded it. Now they're in the rough phase. My hip hop album's in the rough phase. It's been mixed. It needs to be mastered. My spoken word album, same thing. So I have 2 albums pending that just need to be mastered. In 2022, I'm gonna come out with them. Here we go, Political Spirituality. So this is it's really about the Council of Nicaea and 325 AD and what Constantine did and how there were many gospels within Christianity. And then all of these bishops and high-level people in Christendom got together with Constantine and they took out a bunch of things from they took out a bunch of information from the gospels, rewrote some parts and created their own version of the Bible that really was designed to be able to allow the Roman emperor to continue their power, which is basically the version of Christianity that we still follow today, but that's been manipulated as well from other kings and queens along the line. But this is kind of related to that. However, it also goes beyond that, because even if I talk about the actual facts of what's happened, I'm also going beyond into the galaxy about the energy of why this occurred in the first place, you know? So it's called Political Spirituality. Here we are. The sun stops on the 22nd. It dies in the skies. It reflects over oceans. He walks on water. Didn't you see him telling me how to be like he lived? He died for us, but there's no such thing as us. There's only one covenant. Feel me, show me, teach me. Since 325 AD, Constantine proclaimed himself a part of divinity. Manipulations of Christianity. Political organizations creating order from anarchy. Making us believe there is only one way to breathe and conform to society. Place me at the bottom of the elitist hierarchy. The pyramids created by the Anunnaki. Creating the Tower of Babel so we could reach God. Why did you leave us here? We're not separate at all. It's all crystal clear. Human flaws portrayed in a concept of divinity. Is politics intertwined with spirituality? Is politics intertwined with spirituality? Galaxy so far away, we intertwine planetary cosmic stargate to seek. Breach walls of society. Spread word to the masses. Exude gases of volcanic ashes. Cosmic element irrelevant to the reason why we will take over your mind, where words are divine, originality. Originally deceived, but believed to be one of the free rebels of humanity. It's a fallacy of superficial promises of rules and laws. Find the meaning for a truer cause. Scriptures and prophecies of the second coming of God. Sacred sounds and sacred geometry of fourth dimensional lords. The new age will not be as hard. Thousands of years in revelations with us realizing we are God. Negative energy will be gone. The rise in the feminine energy is due to us becoming brothers, one with the terrestrial mother. No more Jehovah, a witness knocking at my door. No more having to get on our knees on the floor. No more someone capitalizing on you because he wants to score. No more pettiness and war. No more pimps and street corner whores. No more violence, media manipulations, and gore. So until that day arrives, I will meditate and concentrate my thought and my mind on a manifestation of one love, consciousness, and rhymes. All right. So this is, again, political spirituality. What does politics have to do with spirituality? Well, spirituality, vibration, prophets, messiahs that have all come to this planet, first of all, none of the legitimate prophets ever wanted a religion to be made out of them. But what did we do? We made it religion and dogmatic and organized. And the reason we did that is because we're in an age, a Kali Yuga age, in which authority and hierarchy was literally the symbol of this age, right? So we couldn't help but do that every single time. So let's break this down. The sun stops on the 22nd. Okay, now we're talking about the solstice, 21st, 22nd, the sun stops. The sun is going in the sky. And then from the 22nd to the 25th, plug for on December 21st on YouTube. Just go ahead and click subscribe. I'm going to be doing the pagan origins of Christmas and New Year's Eve. And part of it will be this. I'll be talking about the history of this, plus so much more. And basically the solstice celebration and how it was hijacked from paganism. So let's talk about Christianity in general, right? The sun stops on the 22nd, it dies in the skies. So what it looked like was the sun was here going, it stops. For 3 days, it's at the same exact angle in the sky. What happens? Well, it died. It died. But then what happens on the 25th? It resurrects and starts moving again. Resurrection of Christian Jesus. That's why we chose the solstice, right? That's where it comes from. And then what happens? It reflects over the ocean. The sun reflects over the oceans. Now we're talking about Jesus walking on water, right? He walks on water. Didn't you see him? Who's him? Christ consciousness, Jesus, the avatar. How to be like he lived, right? Not to worship him, but how to be that, like the Buddha, right? Like how to be enlightened, right? Whether you believe in Jesus existing or not, I'm talking about the metaphors here, okay? He died for us, right? They're saying, but there's no such thing as us. That's the illusion. There's only one covenant. So now we got a play on words here. There's only one covenant, right? Talking about Christianity, the new covenant and all that, but there's only one covenant, which is all of us. There's no separation here. So then I go, feel me, like feel these words, control me, controlling the Roman Empire and what they did. Show me, help me re-educate myself. Since 325 AD, Constantine proclaimed himself a part of divinity, right? Christian, check out my presentation on the 21st on the YouTube channel, really to know more about this. But Constantine, he made himself a part of divinity. What he did was, this Christianity was taking over the empire. They needed to figure out how to maintain control in this way where people were starting to believe that they didn't need these leaders in order to control them and that they could be their own avatars and they could live like him. So they needed to manipulate this whole thing. So he got, with his control, with his power, he got together all the high-level people within Christendom, got them together. Council of Nicaea happened. There were hundreds of gospels. In some of the gospels, Jesus never even died. Okay? And they took parts out. They threw away the book of love. They threw away the book of reincarnation and so much more, right? And created it that your soul is not eternal. Before 325 AD, it was pretty much accepted that reincarnation was a real thing. In Christianity, it was taken out. Why don't they want you to know you can get reincarnated? Well, if you're a liberated eternal soul, it has a whole different idea of this is this one life and you need to follow this leader, you know? Manipulations of Christianity, right? Talking about the manipulations they did. Making us believe that there's only one way to breathe and conform to society. So they're like, this is it. This is the way you got to go. This is the only way. This is the truth and the light. Follow Jesus. Jesus is actually says that it's cool with us being ahead of it all because we are now the Roman Catholic Church. We are the heads of the information, right? We are the pioneers of the awareness of Jesus, and we're the Roman Catholic Church, and you need to follow us, and through us, you can ascend. Manipulations of Christianity right there. Political organizations, right? Because that's a political organization. creating order from anarchy. Now we have the Illuminati, the secret society energy. What do they do? From anarchy comes order. From anarchy comes order. It's like a saying within these secret societies. Creating order from the anarchy. And the anarchy was them losing their control. Yeah, and Benny, that's exactly what I just said. Okay, so making us believe there's only one way to breathe and conform to society, right? So that this is the only way. Place me at the bottom of the elitist hierarchy. Okay, now we're the peons and they're the hierarchy and they're the church and we need to follow them. And we need to give them money in order for us to basically ascend. And if we give a certain amount of money, we have more of a chance of going to heaven, right? Place me at the bottom. The pyramids created by the Anunnaki, right? Now we're talking about the Anunnaki, the bloodline, how a lot of these individuals that claim to be rulers and pharaohs even all felt that they were part of the original bloodline from the Igigi and the Anunnaki, right, from the Sumerians. Climbing the Tower of Babel to reach God, okay? Climbing the Tower of Babel to reach God. So trying to climb up this tower so that we can reach God. The Tower of Babel was a dedication and homage to the deities, the ETs. Why did you leave us here? We're not separate at all. So why the whole thing with the Tower of Babel is like, why did you leave us here? We need to reach you. We need to get back to you. Please, why did you leave us here? But the fact is, we were not separate at all. And it's all crystal clear. Human flaws portrayed in a concept of divinity, right? Why are our gods in the Bibles, in Greek texts, and so many texts in the world such vengeful gods? Why are they doing such bad stuff to us, right? Well, because we portray our human elements, our human emotions on the gods. When man writes the Bible, when man adds more stuff into it, right? When humankind does this, they're literally putting their own emotional reactory state, their own triggers into the text. And we know enough about psychology to realize this at this point, but it's so interesting how intellectual we are, how educated we are, but how much we know about human psychology, but we're not willing to readdress things that were written at a time where we didn't know that much about ourselves, right? It's politics intertwined with spirituality. It's politics intertwined with spirituality. That's exactly what it is. The spiritual energy, politics, taking it, hijacking it, utilizing it for their own benefit. That's what we saw throughout all of history, right? The church and different religions all being part of the state, and then the state actually answering to the churches and them having more authority. Why do you think it's been any different? Well, now it's changing, right? Because they're going to a new age, but that's how it's been in this Kali Yuga. That was the symbol of the Kali Yuga. Read the Upanishads, read some ancient Indian scriptures where they talk about the Yuga cycles. They already told us thousands of years ago what the Kali Yuga would be. The age of authority, the age of hierarchy, the age of giving up our rights. That age is gone. Now we go a little cosmic, okay? Galaxies so far away, we intertwine planetary cosmic stargate to see. So we're talking about our galaxy, it's just like galaxy far away, but we intertwine this planetary cosmic stargate that we're coming through. We're going through this portal to seek. Breach now, this is for this now. Breach walls of society, these constructs, through this technology that we're creating, internal technology of ourselves and understanding ourselves and the Messiah within all of us, right? Spread this word to the masses. So this is like going from the manipulation of Christianity to all of us being our own Messiahs. Spread the word to the masses, the love, the truth, the compassion, the frequency. Exude gases of volcanic ashes, talking about Earth's resets, cataclysmic changes, the ends of ages and the cycles, and how there are cataclysms that have taken place on the Earth where we've been reset and we started over and over. Cosmic element, irrelevant to the reason why we will take over your mind control, what they did, how they used the text in order to control us, with words of divine originality, divine words, original divine words, utilized and hijacked by these organizations in order to control our consciousness and minds. Truth mixed with some disinformation. Truth mixed with some disinformation. Disinfo, yes. So that's what's been happening, right? You see all these truths and all this beauty in it, and then you're like fully immersed in it, and then all these little inconsistencies and disinformation is put in there, and then it becomes a part of your belief system. But believed, okay, with words of divine originality, but we were originally deceived, talking about the beginning of this faith that I'm talking about, Christianity here. We were deceived from the really beginning, in the beginning, with this text being manipulated, but believed to be one of the free rebels of humanity. And I was talking about Christ and Jesus, one of the free rebels, the rebel against the system, one of the liberated souls, one of the avatars of humanity, one of who you are, what you have the potential to be. It's a fallacy of superficial promises of rules and laws, right? That's what was created. Rules and laws that we need to follow in order to basically have a contractual relationship with the divine, ritualistic relationship with the divine. What's another theme that the Yuga cycle info from ancient India says? That the age of the Kali Yuga is the age of ritual. Why do we have so much ritual in all these religions? Well, if you do this, this, and this, God will give you this. If then statements. If you meditate, like if you fast and starve yourself for this many days, this is what you'll get from it. Your husband will be fine, right? That's like an Indian fasting ceremony, right? So it's all these rituals. You light these candles and this will happen. We've been in this age of rituals, and rituals are fine. It creates patterns for you, but these rituals have been utilized in order to be like, only when this happens will you get the benefits of this vengeful God that we're saying needs you to do these for him, her, it to even love you in the first place. Okay. Find the meaning in this text for a truer cause, right? Find the meaning in whatever you follow, whatever religion you are, whatever non-religion you are, whatever spiritual wisdom you have, whatever scientific background you have, find the meaning for a truer cause. Scriptures and prophecies of the second coming of God or Lord, right? That's what they prophesize. Christians coming back down, Jesus coming back down. The Jews believe that their Messiah is coming down for the first time, right? Quetzalcoatl coming back down, 2012, Maya prophecy coming back down. What does it all mean? It's all metaphors about us. It's not about an external person coming down to earth, right? It's about how do you find this information and how do you utilize it for your own ascension, okay? So scriptures and the prophecies of the second coming of God, sacred sounds, the vibration, sacred geometry, the visual vibration, a fourth dimensional lords, the astral realm, the time travel element. The new age, the age that we're creating now, will not be as hard. Well, we're going to an age where the energy is lighter. We're going to the energy age. The Dwapara Yuga literally means the energy age, which is why we discovered energy, light, electricity, quantum physics. We're at the beginning of that age right now. So it's like the new age, it won't be as hard. There'll be challenges. There'll be some duality, but we're still moving forward, right? Yeah, and Gabriel, yes, Christ consciousness, exactly. That's pretty much, we did a whole conference on the Christ consciousness, and that's a whole entire like segment on itself, just talking about what that means, how it connects to psychedelics even, what it means for enlightenment, why the planet is even called Christ consciousness, how that connects to archangels. All of that is like a whole other conversation, really. But yeah, it's like resurrecting the Christ consciousness within, okay? But the Sophianic consciousness, the Christ consciousness is the male aspect of it all. There's also the Sophianic consciousness, which is like the feminine energy of it all. We're resurrecting both of them, okay? The new age will not be as hard. 1,000 years in Revelations when we realize we are God, okay? So this is something very interesting that ties revelation of the Bible into spiritual understanding and all these other places in the world, right? And what it ties into it is that in the Yuga cycles, right? Yuga cycles, let me pull it up here. There actually has the dates and times. All ancient civilizations talk about this, but very few of them actually give you dates and times. But in India, we do have it. And here it is, right? Let me see if I can make it bigger. Let's get this here for you guys. All right, here we go. So it's very interesting because Revelations says that the meek will inherit the earth, right? Right. And it also says that that's kind of a limited term, but it basically says that there's going to be all this hardship, all this chaos and duality that's going on. And then after that, we're going to basically go into this new world. And it says there's going to be 1,000 years of peace. Okay. So these are all the ages, right? You can see that, thank God, or thank the universe or source, that the Kali Yuga is the shortest age. Okay. Then we have the Bronze Age, then we have the Silver Age, then we have the Satya Yuga. Each of them have dates and times. Guess how long the Golden Age is in all ancient texts, and especially in the text that has more information, these Yuga cycles of India. 1,000 years. Coincidence? I think not, right? So, but every age is doubled up. So it's 1,000 years here of evolution in the Golden Age, 1,000 years of devolution. So it's really 2,000 years combined, but it's 1,000 years. Well, Revelations says 1,000 years as well. Very, very interesting, right? So back to the poem. 1,000 years in Revelations with us realizing we are God, right? We think we're separate from God. We created this external reality. This person sitting on the throne right there. We don't realize that we're just a fragment of the one, right? But truly, we're not even fragmented. We are just the one energy with this illusion and this belief system that we're not. Negative energy will be gone, right? In these higher frequencies, the lower frequencies, I don't like using higher and lower because that's a human construct. The disharmonic frequencies will dissipate even more. The harmonious frequencies will take hold even more. That's the best way to explain it. The rise, and now here's a play on words again. The rise in the feminine energy is due to us becoming brothers, right? So I've got the masculine and the feminine in that one sentence. The rise in the feminine energy, the resurrection, the divine feminine, understanding it, healing the wounded feminine, is due to us becoming brothers, connected with each other. One with the terrestrial mother, right? Goes back to my Mother Earth poem. We're going to realize that we are Earth. Earth is us. We have a relationship to not abuse it, right? One with the terrestrial mother. No more Jehovah, a witness knocking at my door. So this is like about people coming to your door preaching to join their religions, right? Please join my religion because my religion is better than anything you could ever think that you are into. And this is the only way to God. And if you're not a part of it, you're going to hell. No more Jehovah, a witness knocking at my door. No more having to get on our knees worshiping from the floor, right? No more like, please God forgive me, please God forgive me, please God save their lives. This isn't the golden age energy. That's this energy we've been in. No more someone capitalizing on you because he wants to score. Like, let me see how I can get the better of that person. Let me see how I can manipulate that person. Let me see how I can capitalize so I can be higher and get more and get paid better and all these things. This is an old paradigm energy that is limiting our progress. At this point, we're already witnessing it, limiting our progress. It helped us out for so long, but now it's limiting our progress and we need to move to another societal system. No more pettiness and war. The wars that we've had, they won't be like this anymore. The pettiness that we had between each other and different nations, no more. No more violence, media, manipulations, and gore. The violence doesn't need to continue in this reality we're creating. The media, the manipulations of it, and what they're putting out there, we don't even know. Well, one day we'll be tapped into the Akashic, and we won't even need to be told this information. And gore, no more blood, splattering, killing. All these things that we're doing, these things that we don't even witness and look at because we want to be in our own bubble, but then we have militaries and all these people that are doing it, right? So that we can have what we have the illusion of security because of the frequency that we've been within. So until that day arrives, I will meditate and concentrate my thought and my mind on a manifestation of one love, consciousness, and rhymes. And that's that poem right there. I'll just say the last part again. So until that day arrives, right? The ascended world, this world we're creating, the world we don't have all this hardship and we're not hurting each other and creating more trauma for each other. All I will do is obviously the work that I'm doing here, but I'll meditate and I'll concentrate my thought on my mind on a manifestation of one love in this moment for everybody, consciousness, spiritual awareness, and the rhymes that I'm just presenting to you right here, right now. And that, everybody, is political spirituality. All right, everybody, that was amazing. I had a great time sharing with you all. Just gonna sit right here for a second and check out the comments to see what you're saying. there's a little delay on the feed, so I'm just gonna wait and just get some feedback from you all, see how you feel about it. I appreciate you all very, very much. I had a lot of fun doing this, and how random was it that just to do it in the moment. And I love doing spontaneous, random things like this. I'm still working through it. It's along the lines of Scientology. I mean, a lot of religions and have actually had a lot of truth in them, right? And that's the whole presentation in itself. But then it gets distorted, even like Mormonism, right? A lot of truths get hijacked and taken down a different route. Thank you so much. Fractals of Source from Lindy. All right, so we'll close out here. Let me just tell everybody that you can go to portaltoascension.org and sign up there to get updates on not only my music, but all the many events, 110 events coming up next year, plus the podcast. If you want to tune into my podcast, go on to the description in this right here and click on the podcast on iTunes or Apple or Spotify, Portal to Ascension Radio. And for everybody listening on Portal Ascension podcast, thank you so much for tuning in. Please do keep coming back and checking it out. We have many, many things going on, a lot of excitement here. And I've been saying it for 10 years now. This is just the beginning. And even though it was 10 years ago, I said this is the beginning, we're still in the beginning phases. There's so much more to happen. What's going to happen when the changes start occurring? That's when the real work happens. That's when the real passion and the joy, and that's when we can all really embody truly who we are. But in order to get there, we need to embody this moment now, to be present in this moment, to figure out what is inhibiting us from really having our own inner peace and joy. And that's the only way the future will look like the future we want. The more of us that do it, the more of an ability we have to do that. So once again, everybody, if you're on YouTube and you want to subscribe, please do click the subscribe button and then go to portaltoascension.org, sign up there for many, many updates. And I'm going to leave you just with this closing poem that's just more of a peaceful one. Meditate and levitate, and then we'll be done for today. Meditate and levitate. Waves of frequencies resonate higher, connected to the provider, source of cosmic energy. We're going to be one single entity, expansion remedied. Oneness must breathe, exhale and let free. Consciousness to be, experiences of you and me. Souls of interdimensional beings to feel, hear, and see this third dimensional planetary existence. All time can be found in one instance. In this realm of linearity, atoms in anarchy, quantum polarity, the epitome of creation. Facing our egos, acquiring patience, waiting to let go of our nations and join the federation of souls that will take us to the fifth world. And join the federation of souls that will take us to the fifth world. We're going to join the federation of souls that will take us to the fifth world. Love you all very much. There's one other thing that I'm going to just share here. And I am creating a book on sound and vibration frequency. And if anybody wants to submit their stories to be part of my book, please go ahead and do so. And I'm just going to play my video here of that, of my invite to you to be a published author in this book that I'm creating. So let's go ahead and pull it up. So. Any of you are interested in publishing your story and on experience with sound and frequency, whether you were at a sound healing event, whether you went to an ancient site and it has some resonance or frequencies in there, whether you went on a vibrational bed, whether you were playing around with tuning forks at home. And if you want to submit your stories on that, please do go ahead and do that. And it's going to be on this website that I'm going to share. So here's the invite for it all. This is me signing off for the day. I'm going to play this video and then close it out. Love you all. Thank you for being here and humoring me with the energy and allowing me to express my art. Okay. Love you all. Talk to you later. Here's the video. This video. Wrong video. Give me a second. Boom, boom. Hi, everybody. My name is Neil Gaur, and I'm going to be the featured author in the upcoming book on sound. I'm extremely excited about this book. We're going to be dissecting and going deep into the realm and the vibration of the universe and the cosmos and all that is. And I want to know if you have a story that you want to share in regards to sound, in relation to sound. Did you have a mystical experience through vibration that assisted you in some sort of way? Did you ever visit an ancient site or a temple and experience sound and harmonics firsthand? So how has sound affected you? So this right here is an invitation for you to please do share your stories so that we can create this amazing book on sound, and not only create a fully encompassing book on what sound and vibration is, but go into what the experience is on the individual level. Have a beautiful rest of your day, everybody. See you guys later. Bye-bye.